I now know that a lot of y'all would get down dirty and freaky deaky with a Majik, as long as it looked human enough. And to that I say, I can kind of see the vision. What's up, guys? That with a pencil here from Fat Human 2. Have it on me and keep it on me at all times. Say another fun fact. Here we are. To pre-draw. Yeah. Come on now, it's Ichi the Witch this time.
You know what? I immediately had a pre-draw for it.
And let me be honest with you. Last chapter had me feeling a certain type of way in the freaky diggy howl. I was like, what?
See what? The what and is what?
It was nothing but what after what after what after what, and then the questions in my mind, like notably, it was wild. It was crazy. It was buku bonkers, if you will. But with that being the case, I saw y'all in the comments. I saw the poll, and then I started thinking. Right? I started thinking, and notably, it takes a lot of energy for you, boy. I do not think that well, but I started thinking, and like. Now that I put it more into perspective and I look at Chrono Weaver again and I think about some of the other Majiks we've seen, I gotta realize, number one, people will pipe down anything or get piped down by anything. I've understood that for a long time. It didn't click with me. And number two, it's not like anyone, at least in my comments, was saying now they were excited to get down freaky deaky with Inazuri. Alright? No one was trying to see how thick Ariadne's actual, or the Origuma Majik Ariadne's silk actually was. I ain't see a single person say they were trying to see just how big Hisame Uruashi can make it. Like, no one was talking about that. A lot of people were thinking about, a Chrono Weaver, or even, like, the human form of Hitsugi. Or even, well, to be fair, I saw a couple comments, like, on the Reddit. A lot of people on the Reddit were actually really into Hitsugi. And, like, a lot of people were very excited to change Hitsugi's mind. And they were specifically showing the image of Leo Campus form. So, like, there's some, but essentially, a lot of people are right? Majiks are sentient, other cognizant creatures, right? Some of them mostly look animalistic. Like, I'd say Uro, another epic tier Majik, also looks very, very animalistic. But most people weren't really talking about that. They're talking about, like, humanoid Majiks that probably are actually capable of, like, intermingling, as we see here. Well, once again, assuming all this is real, right? Like, I assume it's real, though. I'm, like, especially looking at this first, I'm guessing this is all real. So, like, that being the case, I definitely see the vision more now that I've thought about it that way, right? I think ultimately, if I was like remotely into any of the Majiks we've seen so far, I'd be way quick. Like if there was a Majik that looked like Deskros, you wouldn't even have to pay me. So like that sounds so bad, but like legit, I understand it from that point of view. And I think I gotta think about it more like that. They are sentient creatures. They are human enough. In literal cases, with he's like Chrono Weaver and the World Hidden Majik. The only difference between the World Hidden Majik and a regular guy is that they have goat feet. Put some shoes on, or let them click together, and bada bing bada boom. It doesn't even matter. So like, I see the vision now. Thank y'all for convincing me. Thank y'all for reminding me. Hey, pencil, you can pipe down anything, all right? And that is true. That's true. Because they're sentient. They have the capacity to consent. So like, obviously, it makes more sense. It's kind of like Mass Effect in that way, right? Like if you look at a lot of the Mass Effect aliens, some people, they want to get the sack with them. And I understand it because they're human enough. And they're sentient and they're cognizant. So I think I had too much of a strong idea in my head as Majiks being animals. I think the introduction of Speed Ray, like the Majik Descartes' last chapter didn't help that. Like in my head, it was just like, oh, it's piping down manta rays. But there are people who probably do want to pipe down manta ray. There are people who want to pipe down fish. There are people who have piped down chicken. Like, legitimately, I gotta broaden my perspective. Do I think it's okay? Not to actual animals, because they can't consent. I think that's bad. Please don't do things to animals. But other humans dressed as animals, if you're into that, go ahead. Go crazy. Go buku bonkers.
There are no laws against the Pokemon Batman. Or there are no laws against the Magic Batman. I'm gonna do it.
Like, legit, I see the vision now. That's the foundation. And as a lot of people point out, on top of that, this, of course, is perfect. Because Jikishore is trying to, one, find evidence of what Hitsugi said there could be no evidence of, humans and Majiks coexisting. This is a very important example of that. And number two, if they can literally have a kid, that is so much intrigue for the nature of this world, right? It further goes into the world building. It does make me question, though, is this really the first time this happened? Like, you tell me Majiks and witches, or just Majiks and humans have been around for so long, and this is the first time one has piped somebody down. Like, we're probably going to run into other Majik-human hybrids that may have been secret the entire time, or something. Like, notably, I feel like now with this being set up, this has opened the door. Somebody got the door. And now it's blown wide open for like, who? I'll just pipe down he was a Majik. Are we going to get, like, I'm not sure who in our main cast would end up with a Majik. Personally, like I said, I'm a Death Knight shipper, mainly because, I mean, like, what other options do I have for Deskar? But I'm a Death Knight shipper, and then I am a Ichi shipper, and notably, I am a Goku Joe shipper. So, like, notably, that's just human, and human all together. So, like, I do not want Uro to pipe down any humans that we've met so far. And I don't think I'll be convinced of that either. So, like, I don't know where this is going to go from the main cast-wise, but in the general... But I guess, like, the main idea or a major character who's going to be that, I'm assuming is the Prophecy Majik and Jikirone themselves, which is weird, because that's, like, a whole one-body situation, but it seems like they can at least somewhat interact with the whole magic circle thing, because we know that witches can interact with Majiks in their own magic circle, so maybe the Prophecy Majik can just interact with Jikirone, and they can pursue whatever relationship, because I'm glad I'm not the only one. There were a couple people who wrote that, at least that the dynamic that the Prophecy Majik seems to have with Jikirone does seem to be romantic in some way, shape, and or form, or at least it has ringings of that. So I wasn't absolutely insane for seeing that. I'm glad I'm not alone in that. So much from last chapter now being established. I want to thank everyone for broadening your boy's perspective, reminding me that, you know, you can get freaky with anything as long as it consents. So with that being the case, let's not waste more time. Let's hop right into chapter 53, 53rd Hunt, A Heavy Blow. Who's heavy and who's blown? Okay, let me see. Now, to put out the plates. Oh, would you get cups for our guests, please, dear? Oh, see, wait a second, he speaks. Oh, I didn't even realize that. How many? 5. Can we use the red ones? Okay, so, considering, I think... Can we use the red ones? Sure. Okay, everyone, please have a seat. And yeah, they're eating. So I'm assuming this little time bubbles. So what I'm having to hazard a guess here is that they don't know, like, the trial has to be delivering the baby. She's probably been here for a while, and like the Chrono Weaver's probably just like, I can't let her give birth. Like, every single time I do, she perishes, so I've had to like undo or like essentially overwrite time in this place. So if you want to capture me, or if you want to like even work with me at all, because that's another thing I forgot to mention. A lot of people are assuming that Chrono Weaver may actually not end up being captured, but he may end up in a very similar scenario to Jikirone themselves, right? Where no witch actually acquires him, but he thanks to them helping, like, even, let's say the trial directly isn't helping this woman give birth, just the idea that you helped me deliver my child, we're gonna need asylum because the world hater's not gonna like this. So I saw a beautiful, or not beautiful, it was real, but it was beautiful in the sense that like it made sense in character. But I saw an edit of like the world hater being like, you said there's a half breed running around, I gotta erase that thing right now. So like, I would like to imagine that Chrono Weaver would be like, fine, I'll come, we will move to the Mental Witch Association. No one can acquire me still. Not gonna do that, but if you need anything, more than willing to help because you helped me and my wife. And maybe once again, depending on how many times this has happened, multiple people may have come and either ignored that request of him to help her give birth, and or they failed, and then he just kicked them out and then deleted the event from time. He was like, all right, I don't want anyone to know about this because y'all clearly aren't gonna help, and just gonna bring more and more people, boom, and you just wipe the event from time. So something ally or capture based on giving birth. But considering the whole idea that we're going with human Majik coexistence, I think one of the major things that the narrative is going to deconstruct is the idea of witches having complete dominions over Majiks after they complete their trial. So I don't think they're actually going to capture Chrono Weaver. Once again, he'd probably be a little bit too broken to actually have in any of our cast and crews kit right now. But it would be nice to sort of have him as another Jikirone. And maybe even him and him and the Prophecy Majik can actually like communicate and talk about being what they are, like what it means for them to coexist with humans and how they fell in love or have connection with their specific human. Let's see. Can we use the red ones? Sure. Okay, everyone, please have a seat. I love the variants. Man, I tell you, she was like this. They're so good with expressions. Deskos is like, okay. Ichi's like, actually, that fish looks mad good right now. Why is that thing look smacking? And Kamugi's like, she did what with the what with the what? But let's see. Okay, everyone, please have a seat. Let's eat. Jikirone is just cheesing. But alright. But yeah, interesting. So the place, I mean, it looks mostly maintained, admittedly. The ship does look mostly maintained. Let's see. Let's eat. Aw. Is he gonna eat, though? Like, do Majiks eat? Actually, he doesn't have a plate. So I wonder, does he not eat? It's kind of suck, man. I mean, then again, I just like food. Like, honestly, it'd probably be better if I didn't like food as much as I like food. Wouldn't have such chubby cheeks if I didn't like food so much. Like, look at this. Look at this. You wanna know why I'm you all the time? Look at my mewing facial structure than my regular facial structure. My face is so round, and like obviously, notably, I don't think like I mew legally. Legally, mewing is just like closing your mouth and then putting the tongue to the roof of your mouth like this. I don't do that. When I mew, I literally bite my cheeks because my cheeks, I have that much face fat stored in my cheeks. Like, I'd love to look like that all the time. Notably, I've tried to like gaslight people, like thinking I look like that. But look at how it looks like when I try to talk like that. Hello, my name is that guy with a pencil. I literally can't even speak this way. So, but let's see. On board the ghost ship Chronostasis. I hope you like it. Fish, this is our specialty of mine. I'm assuming they're the only thing you've eaten, right? Like, unless, like, where else are you getting? In fact, are those plants? Where'd you get plants from? Let's see. I hope you, unless those are just other types of fish. I hope you like it. Fish dish is our specialty of mine. This discourse is like, so you did the what with the what with the what? Let's see. Oh, Minerva! The Roman goddess of war? I see it. Interesting to have a relationship with time, though. If anything, I would expect her name to be Rhea. Or actually, what's the Roman version of Rhea? What's the Roman version of Rhea? I forget. Ops. I think it's Ops? Like, literally OPS. Rhea, Roman version. I think it is Ops. Sylvia. No. See, that, not the mother. Rhea, what is Rhea the Titan Roman version? Titan Roman version. Yeah, Ops. It looks like the Roman version of Rhea is Ops or Opus. So, like, if anything, I'd expect her name to be that. But I suppose Minerva is a more known version of that name. If we're just sticking with the Roman theme, like, they could have just called her Rhea. I think that would also, like, immediately click most people. Most people know. I feel like, but then again, that may just be, like, the Fire Emblem fan in me, / the Greek mythology fan in me, and be like, oh, people know Rhea, but, like, do they? And the reason I say Rhea in particular, or Opus, or Ops, is because time, right? Like, who was married to time and had kids with him? Rhea. Because Kronos / Saturn was time, alright? But listen. Oh, I should introduce us, huh? I'm Minerva, and this is my hubby, Crow. Crow, because he's a bird. I mean, I wish he had like, am I reading it wrong? I feel like he gives so much more owl vibes than crow vibes. But crow, as in Chronos thing, I get it. But still, if anything, you would think you have. But then again, aesthetically, I don't think crows are usually associated with time. I feel like owls are more associated with time because, like, wisdom and stuff like that. I don't know. Let's see. And this is my hubby, Crow. Chrono. I am the Chrono Weaver Majik. So, interesting. So, his name, so notably, I think he's the only one to have a name like that. Because Crow would be short for Chrono, and then Chrono Weaver Majik. So, in that case, if we think of all the other monsters we've had so far, their name has actually been very different from what their association is, or like what they control, right? Or at least I'm thinking of Ichi's Majiks, right? The Origuma Majik's name is Ariadne. Urawashi's name is Urawashi, but she was the Hisame Majik. Raiko or Inazuri was the Raiko Majik. Like, none of these names are correlating. There we go. And then for Uro himself, the King Majik or the Super Amplification Majik. Those are completely different names. The World Hater Majik, we don't know the real name yet. Hitsugi, we don't know what classification Majik they are just yet. The Alpha Majik, possibly, but in that case, that's still completely different. So it's interesting that his name is Crow or Chrono, and then his name is the Chrono Weaver Majik. Interesting. Very interesting. Then again, we also don't know the Prophecy Majik's name. Once again, Jiki Shiranui is the witch they're possessing. We don't actually know their name either. Let's see. Crow. Magic name Crow? Me too, Gokuraku. Aw, but I always call you Crow. Enough, Minerva. Aren't you gonna call me Minnie, like always? Oh, my heart! I'm so lonely! No, I'm kidding. It's literally my own fault. Like, notably, both of, like, two of my best friends from college, they're both currently in relationships, and they're like, Pencil Man. TikTok, bro. When am I gonna become an uncle? And I keep throwing it back at them. I'm like, you two are in a relationship right now. Me, I'm trying to stack paper, so I don't have to worry about me. So whenever, like, notably, when I get married, I want everything to be, like, mostly settled. Like, I have a stable income, I have savings, I have a place to live that is stable, like, essentially completely on my own. And then I can just add somebody to it without burdening them, because I don't want to be a burden on anybody. I'm a burden on some already just because the nature of my existence. But like, I don't want to add burden to somebody else's life, especially someone I love. But let's see. Are you gonna call me Minnie like always? Minnie? Always? I mean, like, they're husband and wife. Pet names are natural. Like, notably, I get that. Let's see. No. This is a tangent. Let's get back on topic. Hey! Don't be mean to your wife. You chose to hit that. You chose to marry that. Because he's not saying you're not married. In fact, where's the ring? Actually, no, she has her. I'm pretty sure she has a ring. I think I saw a ring. But does he have a ring? I don't actually see. But would that be the case? Like, don't hate. Appreciate. Let's see. All right then. Let's talk business. Crow. I hope that she's straight. Deska, she's so fine and she's so funny. She straight said, "I'm not calling her Crow now." It's too. But then again, but it's weird. It's weird. How long has that been that way? Did I move that? I think I just moved that. I hope I just moved that. It hasn't been that way for the entire chapter. Look at that. Look, I'm clicking on the wrong thing. Get back down here. Pretty sure that was right for the psychology review. Whoops. I hope that wasn't jacked up. But what was I saying? I mentioned this before. I call all my friends by their last name. I don't know why. I go like Mr. or Mrs. or Mix. Like I go that way. Or just sometimes I drop the honorific and I just go straight for last name. I don't know why though. I don't know why. I don't like nickname. Like, who do I even call? Like, there's one. But even then, usually I go Mr. last name for him. But even then, if I'm like talking casually, his nickname will pop out. And so another. But like, they're like two of the people I do know. Usually I just go by last name. So I don't typically steal last names, but I have been guilty. I love that she violated that thing. What? She violated. But I love that there's residue on her face. But what was I saying? Oh, but I have been guilty before of calling people by nicknames because that's all I've heard them as. Like, I remember, it wasn't even recently, it was like a year ago now, but I heard one of my friends' full name for the first time, and I was like, that's not anything like what we call you. And they're like, yeah, but you met me through a friend, so you probably never heard it. I was like, yeah, I never heard it. But it does happen like that sometimes. Crow, what is it that you love the most about me? Ah, that's sweet. But you know, no, I mean, maybe this is like her trying to suss out the trial, but at the same time, maybe she just wants to know. Crow, what is it the most you love about Minnie? Hey. He's like, hey, don't be rash. Let's not do this. Hey, wait, hold on. No! Yo, fun fact, when I was recording for That Guy with the Reaction, the other channel, which I do need to start linking that in the description of this channel too. I need to start linking That Guy with the Reaction. I need to put it in, I need to do so much for that channel. But essentially, one of the things in that channel is I literally was recording a video, but I did my regular reaction video thing where I started the recording, but I hadn't played the video at all yet. And then I went to play the video by hitting spacebar, and I ended the recording, because I was still on the start recording button on OBS. So then I had to like splice the two videos together, which was very annoying for editing because of other things that you do during editing. If you'll ever notice, especially in the reaction videos, slight cuts, it's because I go to edit out like any sort of curse words or anything like that. But specifically in my current editing software, I can't just extract audio without extra effort and hassle and like rearranging a whole bunch of stuff. So I really just cut as smooth as I can at certain times. So that's usually because of that. And due to that, whenever I'm recording, I put in timestamps for whenever I do have to cut. I try to cut that so you don't see that. But when I had the two separate videos, I really had to edit the second half, essentially the entire reaction video before that, then splice in the old part, and then do a whole bunch of stuff there. It was a little bit tedious, but still, it was worth it, and it was kind of funny. But, let's see. Hey. And the only reason I brought that up is because I clicked left key, even though I was just over in OBS. Let's see. Hey. I'm curious about how the two of you met. Oh, that's a spectacularly epic... epic, because he's an epic mod. Let's see. Oh, that's a spectacularly epic tale. Oh, Minnie, how are you, physically? Oh, I'm the picture of health. Totally fine. Well, I could give birth at any... That's the issue. Yeah, okay. So you probably just can't give birth normally. Well, I could give birth at... Oh, but that's... I love Crow. I love Crow already. He's like, this is why we don't let people into our home. Let's see. I could give birth at any minute. Like, right here? Oh, I mentioned this on Patreon, but let me mention it now. Let me put my cards down now. I think Komugi, being mentioned that she was originally studying medical magic, she's going to be the key to helping her give birth. because she's like, I mean, Deskros knows healing magic, so she could probably be very useful to this. Once again, like I said, I don't think they're actually gonna acquire Chrono Weaver. I think Komugi will actually end up being the key, especially considering the last arc was a Komugi arc, and we kind of like well, not rush, but we jump cut to this. I think having Komugi play a very important role with her expertise, or not even expertise, but just her slight experience with medical magic, could be a really good thing for the character. Let's see, like right here in the ship, isn't that risky? The big question is how the two of you conceived a kid in the first place. Oh. So, okay, so see, that's honestly, I'm glad to get a Majik's perspective on that. But then again, we know that the prophecy Majik isn't one with a typical physical form. They have to possess people in order to manifest, right? Or at least manifest and speak to other people, seemingly. So, like, I don't know. Chrono's probably just packing. Don't sleep. Don't sleep on that Majik meat. Let's see. I don't know. I think Crow might be too shy to talk about that. Right, Crow? Straight, like, he's like, alright, that's it. I'm sick and tired. But you know what? I don't even, like, notably, the one thing I don't do, I don't make fun of people or push people in their own domicile. If we're at my spot, then I'm more than willing to just, like I'm willing to mess with people as much as I can. Because, like, what are you going to do? Kick me out of my own house? People have tried. They fail. But, like, I'm never, like, whenever I'm chilling with a homie's place, and they start to rip on them, I'm like, chill. Like, they own this property. They can kick it. We are here as guests. They can kick us out at any moment. So, and this is one of the cases. They are in his turf. So of course he'd be able to just and then get him out of here. Let's see. Oops. Gosh, I'm sorry. My hubby can be too bashful sometimes. You don't have to dump them in the ocean. Dog. So wait, she watched the entire thing? At least this looks like a little mini Minerva. Like, did she just watch him toss him? Ugh. No, we apologize for... They're like, alright, we don't want to be thrown into the water again. No, we apologize for our impertinence. We will refer to you as Mr. Chronoweaver Majik henceforth. Oh, so man, Deskros really did not like getting dumped into the water. Alright, all of them are drenched. Oh, what's Komugi noticing? Anyway, so, you're here because you want to acquire my hubby, right? I mean, yeah, everyone's like, the dinner was fire. The fish hit. But we do kind of need your husband. Let's see. Basically, the Chronoweaver Majik is a powerful Majik that the Mental Witch Association has wanted to acquire for ages. We could use it in our fight against the World Hater. So, if you'd allow us to take your trial, we'd... But even, you know, I do like that Deskros is like... But then again, she made me nervous about Chronoweaver dumping them in the ocean again. But it also seems like she's a little bit uncomfortable with this, which would make sense, right? Like, notably, I think it'd probably be easier. And when I'm thinking of Deskros' Majik so far, all of them have been, like, either abstract or bestial, right? Like, I'm trying to think. From the Spagooter one to the Thread Dragon one to even Golconda, Speed Ray, Ding Dong, the turtle guy. Like, they're all animals, right? I think, from thinking about it, I don't think Deskros has captured, like, a humanoid Majik, or at least a mostly humanoid Majik yet. So this probably is, like, it's weird, but she probably has, though. She has so many Majiks. But essentially, my point is, it's weird, right? Because essentially, you're telling a human, yeah, we're going to take your husband from you. But at the same time, I'm shocked Deskros isn't offering, like, hey, we can... well, maybe they're probably going to reach that point. But realistically, if I was Deskros, I'd be like, he clearly has complete dominion over this space, and even I can't do anything about that. If he feels like freezing us, he can freeze us. He probably need... Well, notably, I'm thinking of it because I'm not in the exact scenario. She's probably thinking different things. But essentially, my immediate thought would be like, we can help you give birth. Or at least, like, attempt to help with that. Could you just work with us? We have another Majik that works with us right here. Like she can tell you how cool, what chill guys we are. If you could just come and help out. It's like, realistically, he could just be useful as an ally. Of course, and notably, he would be indestructible too, right? Like, he couldn't die either. So he could just be another member to help out. So notably, you don't have to capture him as long as you build an allyship with him. Let's see. We'd really appreciate that. Oh! Aw, yeah. But then again, I get that, like, I wouldn't want to give up my, like, notably, I don't have a significant other right now, but I wouldn't want to sacrifice that. Even, like, it's the whole idea of, who would you sacrifice the one you love or the world? And, like, the utilitarian in me is like, I have to sacrifice the one I love. And notably, even as I don't have one right now, I don't think I'd want to or be willing to. Like in the recent Fantastic Four movie, like Galactus wanted baby Franklin. And I don't blame the Fantastic Four, especially Sue and Reed, for being like, I don't want to give up my son. Because that's the baby, you know? I want to give up the baby. And obviously, this is the husband here, but also father of her child. So, like, I don't blame her. Let's see. I love my hubby. I don't want anyone to take him from me. Besides, if he gets acquired, there's no telling what kind of effect that might have on our baby. That is true. That is true. I mean, like, realistically, the baby's kind of an autonomous entity right now, though. Well, then again, I'm not sure. We don't know if other hybrids exist. I saw a bunch of people theorizing if Ichi was a hybrid, but at the same time, if that's not the case, if it works anything like notably, the big issue during pregnancy isn't anything to do with the father. In fact, the father could like perish 2 seconds after a woman is impregnated, and as long as she's fine, the baby will be fine. But that's human stuff. I'm not sure if it is different from Majik's. Like, would his DNA, like, essentially, when a Majik is acquired, do all of the effects of them vanish, including hypothetically their DNA, that would presumably be intermixed with the baby? Like, essentially, once the baby is born, or even right now while it's in her belly, like, realistically, it should be a separate entity, because that's how it works for us. But we don't know how it works for Majik, so I don't blame her for being so worried about it. Let's see. If you still insist on acquiring him, then you'll have to go through me to do it. She put on that armor very, very fast. Unless this was Chrono helping her out, like, that's very, very fast. Oof, this hunt just got awkward. But it doesn't have to be. I mean, I get why you want it to be a hunt. You want to acquire it, but, like, just work with the guy. He seems like, notably, he isn't killing you. Maybe he can't, but realistically, if a being has complete dominion over time, Chrono Weaver, if he could just, like, delete y'all, which it seems like he may be able to, or at least just put you as far down into the ocean as possible before letting you out of the time bubble, he's being kind enough. Like, just talk to the guy. Like, treat him like he's a guy. Since we're going with the idea that you can pipe down Majik because they're sentient and can consent, which I do agree with now, talk to them. They're people too. Like, do what you did with Chiki Shirone. Let's see. Hey, can I ask a question? What? Komugi read all the reports on you to me. Oh, wait, so Ichi can't read? I thought Ichi could read. But, well, read all of them. Maybe it was in complicated text or something, you just didn't understand it all. This vicious stretch of ocean, over 300 ships have sunk here, and a lot of people died. Did you do that? I don't think so. Honestly, I don't think so. I think what may have happened is they may have tried to interfere with his ship and attacked him, and then maybe he didn't retaliation, but I don't think he did it himself. Oh, okay, there we go. Okay, so never mind. There is literally a whole other it's not Chrono Weaver. Let's see. No, it wasn't me. Another Majik lives in these seas. He's temperamental, and he dislikes humanity. Okay, but notably, is this the first, like... I mean, obviously, Majiks have been implied to have genders. I think this is the first pronoun we've gotten for a Majik, though. He. Right? I mean, like, Uro's the king Majik. I don't even think Uro's been called he, but then again, I need to reread the entire manga and check that. But essentially, it feels like, I don't know, it feels like the first time a Majik has gotten a pronoun. Because typically, I've been referring to them as, like, they and or it, or he by accident, just based on, like, how they're presenting, whether it be masc or femme, but, like, I don't know. Interesting. Let's see. He's temperamental and dislikes humanity. These seas are choppy because he's twisted the currents to keep humans out. I wonder if he does that for Chrono Weaver, or if he's just mean. I mean, he dislikes humanity, so he may just be mean. Let's see. Then, you don't have any ill will towards us? I'm uninterested in humanity, with the exception of Minerva. Aww. Oh, so he just loves his wife. I mean, like, man. I get that, though. I get that. Once again, I don't think I've ever been in love, but I understand deep infatuation, to a degree. And I've seen love. So I get it. With the exception of Minerva. However, if anyone threatens Minerva or the child, I will not hesitate to kill them. Reasonable response. Honestly, dare I say, he just like me. For real. And you may be like, whoa, Pencil Man, aren't you against all certain acts of violence, despair, and especially taking somebody's life? Yes. If my life, well, to be fair, if my life is in danger, I may tweak out. But, like, I bring up this, I've brought up this in before. Did I bring it up last week? I'm not even sure, but I'll bring it up again. Once I'm living alone, currently live with roommates, but if I'm living alone, and someone breaks into my house, and they want the stuff, they can have it. You know? I ain't worth it. I don't want to go to jail. I don't want to, I can replace everything physically. As long as you don't hurt me, go ahead. Take whatever you want to take. However, the second I am living with my significant other, heaven forbid I'm married, heaven forbid I have children, your life is forfeit. Yeah. Oh, my wife is pregnant. Your life is super. Like it's raps. It's like, admittedly, all moral. Like, that's the thing. I can never say I fully stand down 10 toes on business morally, and especially in terms of things like life, because, like, there are scenarios where it all goes away. Heck, once again, if my life is just being threatened in general, I also don't care. I want to live. Call me Nico Robin at the end of Enies Lobby, dog. I want to live. Or the start? I forget. I haven't read One Piece. But essentially, I completely understand his mentality. They were like, hey, gang, I'm chill with you right now. I really don't care. You good. However, like the however always exists. But they're all like, oh yeah, and he can definitely do that. And even like, I genuinely think, notably, Colonel Weaver may just be up there as like third strongest character in the verse right now, maybe even number 2, because considering Deskross was unable to react either time, and obviously, you know, maybe Deskross wasn't on guard the second time, but the first time especially, Deskross, when on guard, wasn't able to react to his abilities. If he wanted them dead, he could kill him. Like, I'm 100% convinced. He may just be right behind the World Hater himself in terms of most powerful characters in this verse. Let's see. Okay, that's fine. Yeah, so is Ichi gonna offer the idea of coexistence, I'm guessing? This hunt is cancelled. Oh, alright, so he's done with it. Huh? It is. Gogorok's like, yeah, I didn't even get to punch anybody. What do you mean this hunt is cancelled? Let's see. This Majik has no hostility towards humans, and doesn't seem to be prone to a wanton slaughter either. He doesn't trigger death for death. So yeah, but you know what? There we go. Ichi's moral system kicking in again. Like, I don't know, gang. He ain't catching no bodies. He ain't hurt nobody. Hey, he ain't even hurt us. He just got his wet. We're good. But notably, I still think they should offer the idea of working with him, right? Like just build a rapport. Heck, help him give birth to the baby, right? Like, notably, I bet that'd be the best way to get him on. Even Minerva's like, oh, that's the easiest anyone has ever given up. But just help him. Like, notably, funnily enough, my main concern if I was here, right? Like, say it was the anti-magic squad and me, I'd be like, are you sure you want her to give birth on the ship? Like, we have like mages and stuff like that who could probably help. You just gotta come with the stuff like that. I guess that's the thing. It's hard to sell that, but like, notably, I'd be worried for the baby too. I'm like, well, shoot, y'all husband and wife, but like, Chrono Weaver, do you have any experience with helping women give birth? Minerva, do you? Possibly, but like, it's not easy. Probably, like, you probably want some help. Let's see. And if he isn't a human hater, I don't see a reason to hunt him. Yeah, and even Deskro's like, fair, because that's the thing. They aren't just, they want to capture Chrono Weaver, but if Chrono Weaver's chill, maybe that's the heavy blow. Maybe they just don't get him. Maybe they don't do anything with him. Let's see. Fair. Oh, but let's see what Yuki Shirone has to say, or the probably Majik. We knew it was a long shot going after this bigger target. We didn't expect to leave with you, and kicking up some big fight just means unnecessary collateral damage. If Ichan doesn't want to... Oh, wait, no, this is what wrong. If Ichan doesn't want to, then I'm okay with that. Oh, you go wrong, like, yeah, you chill. You mind, whatever, I'm good. Let's see. Me too. All right, none of you are going to help? Or at least help the bird? All right. For now, we're calling off the mission. I'll report that to the association. But, acquisition aside, could you maybe let us know your trial? But see, like, Deskro, I get the greed. Like, obviously, having control over time itself would be crazy. It'd be dumb. It'd be stupid. I want it to, but I want to help the baby, and also I want time on my side. I would never want the possibility of someone like that being an op, right? Like, notably, whenever I've talked about, I think I definitely did talk about this last week, the Infinity Stones, right? Even if I did have reality, like, let's say there are 6 people who get all 6 Infinity Stones. Someone has space, someone has time, someone has reality, someone has soul, someone has mind, someone has power. I don't want to be ops with any of the other Infinity Stone wielders. I would be wary of them. I would make it so I couldn't be affected by their powers and those who I care about. And most people would probably be unaffected by their powers just out of sheer concern. But I wouldn't want to be ops with any of them. I want them to be allies. Same thing here. I would want to work with Chrono Weaver. I'd be like, hey, we help you give birth. You agree to be chill with us. We all work together. Bada bing, bada boom. Outside of that, I wouldn't mess with them either. Let's see. Uh-oh, yeah, he's like, I will literally banish you. Nothing, never mind. I didn't say anything. Besides, there's a bigger issue we need to report on first. Oh yeah, they now have the reason. They don't have his name or anything, but they now have the reason why so many humans are falling into the water. Let's see. Never mind our mission. Major question right now. See, Gogoroku, you just like me. The major question is now the baby. Let's see. Right? Never mind our mission. The major question right now is the baby. Yuki Shirone, Prophecy Majik. Why are you like this? Why are you like? Everyone's chill. Everyone's like, what are we doing? Even like honestly, if I was Crow, you know what? I'm slaughtering her first. Notably, I honestly, if I'm Crow in this scenario, I'm not sure how this is gonna go. She's the heavy blow. She's the reason why this jacked up. But if I am Crow in this scenario, Prophecy Majik's dead. The second that period hit the end of the second, or end of the sentence, gone. Like I'm not sure if like this activates all his powers, or like if I double this, double that, like gone. You care about that human vessel so much, it's dead. So like legit, you don't threaten that. You man. Like, once again, I can't, like, notably, I just think of how protective I was over my family members or even close family friends who were pregnant. Like, I was very Hawk-esque. I was, like, just hover around them whenever I was visiting them when they were pregnant. Even when they were early pregnant, heavily pregnant, it didn't matter. I was just like, are you okay? Do you need anything? Everything good? Everything good? I can't even imagine, like, once again, many things, like, I'm scared of. You will be horrified to see the man I become if I ever have a baby on the way. I'll still most likely be making videos and all. I'd never plan to stop yapping, but, like, oh, I'd be paranoid. Let's see. Yeah, that's how to get rid of that baby. Crow, Kamugi. But you know, I like how no one liked that. This is, if this was a Telltale game, nobody liked that in the upper right hand corner. Whoa. Uh-oh. Goku Rock about to tweak out on her. What did you? Yeah, honestly though, probably Majik makes a horrible. Yeah, the worst crowd to rage bait. The worst crowd to rage bait known to me. The guy who already doesn't like Majiks, someone who's sympathetic towards Majiks, another guy who hunts Majiks, and another woman who hunts Majiks. The guy who's sympathetic to Majiks is Kabuki, by the way. The woman who's and obviously the time Majik. Why? What did you just say? Did I say something weird? Master Chikishirone? Getting rid of babies is, what's wrong with that? I mean, a half Majik, half human baby? Come on, those totally shouldn't ever be born. It's never happened before. What if they turn out to be some crazy monster? But see, like, but then again, I know people like this who love to get in their own way. And, like, notably, it never ends well. Like there's that, I've never gotten, notably, I understand there are many ways I self-sabotage. Like, I know for a fact, and then again, I didn't do it yesterday, so maybe I don't fully self-sabotage. But I know for a fact, there's a donut in the freezer right now. In fact, there are two donuts. One's a lemon cream filled, and one is just a gargantuan pretzel donut with rainbow sprinkles on it. And vanilla icing. And I got a nice, cool gallon of milk sitting in the fridge. I know after I eat my actual healthy dinner, whether it be whatever I decide to make, whether it be like a chicken quesadilla or a beef quesadilla, whatever it is, I'm going to eat that gosh darn donut. So, like, that's self-sabotage in a way, because my goal should be lose weight. I've complained about the chubbiness of the cheeks and everything. So I self-sabotage in that way. But there are people who just, like, do stuff like why? There's, like, notably, there's so many times where, like, if you just kept your mouth shut, I would, like, I've actually had to do certain statements like this. No, sometimes in legit context statements like this. I've been like, okay, that's it. Can't be friends with you anymore. I'm like, what? I just have an opinion. No. I don't care if it's never happened before. I don't care. If anything, that's even more reason to say. Like, I don't know. Maybe because as much as I fear the unknown, I'm much more intrigued by the unknown, even if it is the darkness of the unknown. But with it being the case, nah. Goku Rock will punch her in the mouth. Let's see. Oh, double light. Back down to one light. Let's see. And most of all, the whole idea is just gross. There's no way the world would celebrate the birth of a baby like that. She's gonna get them all slain. Good. That's what I'm talking about. I see why you're named after the goddess of war, Minerva. You should have taken the sword and did it. Honestly, I don't know. I cannot imagine. And maybe because I just have such a high value for, like, human life, the continuation of it, and, like, I guess a weird cyclical beyond myself kind of thing. Oh, I just realized they have the exact same aesthetic. That's so sweet. Her clothing pattern that's like beyond the black also matches it. They match each other so well. Oh, that's so cute. But with that being the case, I don't know. I find birth beautiful. I find birth between all people beautiful. And I find the freedom of control over one's birth and their rights to choose whether or not they want to give birth also beautiful and important. So whenever people disregard those, want to control those, especially when they themselves could never even bother to give birth, or likely could be such a terrible person they could never even get into the point in the first place where they could meet someone to lead to this point. Yeah, you're a terrible person. I don't want to be friends with you anymore. It's a response. Yeah, I don't like it. Why do you want to have control over what other people do? Unless it's directly harming you. And she's someone saying, oh, well, what if it's a dangerous creature? They're both, the mother and father are here. The father especially. You mean to tell me one of the strongest monsters in creation can control a hybrid? Really? Really? Good. Good, Minerva. Hit her again. Hit her for the 2-time. In fact, Goku Rock will punch her again. Let's see. Boom. That's what you deserve. Yeah, and good damage. Good damage, Minerva. Let's see. Even if 100 people hate my child, and 1,000 people think they're disgusting, I'll still be glad that they were born. And I'll love them enough for 1,000,000 people, because I'm their mom. Exactly. That's it. Talk that talk, Minerva. Talk that talk. Woo! She's only one of my favorite characters. There we go. There we go. See, it doesn't take much. Even Ichi's like, oh, this is what... Poor Ichi the orphan, right? He's like, oh, so this is what it's like being loved by parents. Huh, that guy doesn't even exist yet. That's kind of crazy. But let's see. You can even see like a little light popping up. Hey, I'm just telling... Silence. Uh-oh. Is Hitsuki here? Or is the world here? Who's here? Who's here? Everyone, quiet. Huh? Oh, yeah, see, so he is more... Okay. So he was dropped for a reason. Looks like. But I wonder how he broke through the time barrier. I'm assuming. Let's see. That is interesting, right? Once again, going to the idea that he is at least somewhat animalistic. This seems like a very bird-like thing to do. Obviously, once again, he does give me strong owl vibes, but just the, or I can't make the sound he makes. But it's like the click. Well, no, notably bats do stuff like that, like the clicking in order to notice something. Witch. Do you have a spell to hide your presence? Mm-hmm. Use it now. No one make a sound. Not unless you wish to die. Oh, so wait. I was glazing Chrono Weaver, but maybe this Majik's actually more cracked. Oh, okay. So not in the sense. So that's why she had the armor and she was high. All right. Chrono! Hey, okay, I'm not doing that. Chrono! Hey, Chrono, you in? It's me! Your best bud is here! I got you a present, too! So let me in. Okay. Uh-oh. 315. Wonder why is that specific number on him. Alright. But okay. But the heavy blow is definitely the slap. But a W chapter. A very W chapter. I like once again, thanks to y'all opening my perspective, I'm very much not prophecy Majik pilled. I'm very much like, hey, sentient, consent, y'all cool with it, y'all love each other, make as many babies as you want. Hey, as long as you can do it, go ahead and do it. The approach from our characters to just simply give up and go away, I think, is a little bit iffy, but it looks like Gokuraku, if that wasn't the case, like if that wasn't brought up, or no, if Jiichirone hadn't opened their mouth, I think they were actually getting to that point. They were slowly but surely transitioning to the idea of like, wait, we could just leave because, clearly it's not our place here to separate a husband and wife. And obviously we didn't really expect to do much here anyway. But not only that, very specifically the idea that they want to help the baby. And I agree with that the most, right? Who knows? Like, and that's the thing. Jiichirone, as much as I disagree with them, and I'm glad I never beat the taste out of her, I don't fully blame Jiichirone for being unsure about something like that. Notably, this isn't like, a man and person never met having a baby. It's two completely different species, and it's one of the most powerful Majiks, or a Majik with such an intense control over such a fundamental aspect of the universe having a child. That's never happened before, at least as far as we know, at least the way the Prophecy Majik's talking about it. So like, I didn't blame them fully, but notably, they're chill, right? The Minerva's cool. Chrono Weaver's cool. They're not having this child to destroy the entire world. They're not doing it. They just love each other and they want to have a baby. So let them have the baby. It's not anyone's place to really decide that. And I agree. I fundamentally agree with that. And I love the idea of a mother's love being that powerful and that strong. And Ichi even resonating with that, even though he's never had a mother's love. And notably, that's just a good foundational core of the chapter. And once again, I love everything else, like character-wise for this chapter. I love Minerva, like way too much. Like for a character who was just introduced, I love Minerva way too much. She's fantastic as a character. I like Chrono. He's a fun guy, despite being the opposite of a fun guy. He's a fun guy. I know Chronos. Right? It's like, I think almost everyone knows a Chrono. They're serious. They don't really care too much about, except a very select few people, and especially the person they love. The Chrono I'm specifically thinking of right now is literally just this guy without the time powers. He's a little more talkative than Chrono, admittedly, but outside of that, like, they're literally the exact same person. And except, one's a human, one's a Majik. So, like, I know Chronos. I love his characterization. I love the further characterization of Ichi being like, yeah, alright, you're good, dog. Like, he essentially lets him off the hook. He's like, yeah, I don't really care. You're not a human hater. Our whole squad is meant to hunt humanators. You're chill. So I like Ichi's reaction. I like Okuraku in specific being the one to be like, hey, we should probably help the baby. Like, I don't know. I wasn't really expecting it from him. I think I was expecting it from Kamugi, but Kamugi, once again, I think she does still need a little bit more autonomy from the narrative. But Gokuraku bringing it up is very, very nice, showing that even though he doesn't like Majik, he's perfectly fine with being like, hey, this is nice. He's a cool guy. She's a cool guy. We can help them out if we can. Right now, the baby. Jiki Shirone. Admittedly, getting in their own way is a crazy thing to do, considering they literally came here to see proof of human-Majik coexistence, and, like, literally, this is human-Majik coexistence to the ultimate degree, so why not be supportive of this? But at the same time, it's clear that Jiki Shirone is afraid of change, right? They're afraid of these feelings that they have. They don't fully understand it. So even though I fundamentally disagree with Jiki Shirone, I think they're a terrible person for saying such a thing, get rid of the bait, and very stupid of them, too. I think it is pertinent for their character to understand this, and I think this slap, and then anything that come from it, is also very, very needed. Considering this is the idea of coexistence. Coexistence isn't always clean, it isn't always nice, it isn't always easy. And it comes with risks and dangers, but that's the thing that she needs to find out, is the thing she needs to prove, and notably, that seems like what we're going to prove here. So overall, just a W chapter on that front alone, and even this guy here at the end, he has a very interesting design. Like, notably, one of the more stripped down and simple designs in the manga so far. Especially for the Majiks. Like, if you think of all the Majiks we've gotten so far, they've all been, like, really eloquently designed. But actually, I think he feels like the perfect balance between the more humanoid and super designed Majiks, such as Bakugami, World Hater, I guess, kinda Hitsugi? Hitsugi's weird, though. But Bakugami, World Hater, and now Chrono Weaver, the mostly humanoid Majiks that have some animal accents. He feels like the perfect mix between them and the purely animalistic Majiks, your Origumo, your Ariadnes, your Inazuris, your Urawashis, where he definitely is mostly animal, but he still has the clear human features. And notably, it's interesting that he takes on an octopus-like form, because I bet he can somewhat shapeshift. And he does have 2 sets of eyes. Very interesting, very interesting. And he is, seemingly enough, powerful enough to directly have Chrono Weaver worried, right? He doesn't just banish him from the ship. Clearly there is some sort of power that this guy has. I'm not sure what this present is. Probably a human thing? I don't know. It's a big ol' eyeball. But with that being the case, I'm very, very intrigued. Once again, Ichi the Witch is just straight cooking. A W chapter. If you're not late to the end of this video, please leave best friends forever, because why not? Whether it be BFF or the full best friends forever, leave best friends forever in the comment section down below. I'd like to thank you so much for watching. If you want to leave a like, share, comment, and subscribe. Make sure you hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on any videos of the channel. Also, you have a page down below. Use me for those one, get one, month. Exclusive videos, early content, and more. You understand? Become a member of the channel for those leaders want to get the same perks and more. Now, I'd like to thank you so much for watching. Once again, I hope you guys have a wonderful day. This is Dagger the Pencil, writing off. I'd like to give a thank you to our sketch tier members: Eternal Flame, Redwolf 4765, Astro, Glacier XZ, Zera, Brandon Payne, J2MA, Guillaume, Buddha Ura, Alex Kenny, Enzo, Swift Strike, Autumn Mornings Lazo, Super Flame Zero, Yuki Ally, Azo 2404, Striker Man, Aso 8, Damon Brown, Crepanem, DBT, Plant Crone, Grim, Black Sage, Marco 222, Straw, Ollie, and Twisted. Then, I'd like to give a thank you to our line art tier patrons: Victor Raji, Dreadzoan, A+A, Kevin Encarnacion, Sean, and Midnight Lord 21. Then, I'd like to give a thank you to our Ink tier members: Austin Wimberly, Auchia, King, RTX, and Shrimpo60. Then, I'd like to give a thank you to our digital art tier members: J Warrior and AZ Void. Then I'd like to give a final big ol' thank you to our colored art tier patrons: Walkie Munoz and Walkie Munoz.